Happy August 21st, everybody. My name is Paul Hukalak. This is TV7.ca News. Well, the RCMP want to remind you to lock up, and the city prepares for a fiscal review. All that and always lots more, but first. Our wonderful city's Internal Audit Committee has selected Ernst & Young to conduct an operational and fiscal review of the organization. The Internal Audit Committee was taken by Council to review and evaluate proposals through a competitive bid process based on the criteria established in the request for proposals. The committee will provide ongoing governance oversight for the review, including vetting consultants' findings and recommendations, and providing those findings and recommendations to Council. The main objectives of the review are to provide recommendations for addition, modification, or changes to services and programs, identifying long-term sustainable expense management solutions to ongoing budget challenges, and to recommend the measures to provide quality, affordable municipal programs and services. Now, the review will be carried out in two phases, with phase one completed by October 31st, so that any recommendations arising from the review may be considered by Council in establishing 2021 operating and capital budgets. Phase 2 will be completed by June 30th, so that any recommendations may be considered by Council in establishing the 2022 operating and capital budgets.
I want money.
Good morning. Thanks for joining me. I'm Crystal Lucier with Preferred Tax Solutions. I wanted to touch on another COVID-based business expense issue. So normally, if you work from home, you would get a T2200 from your employer, which is a form that allows you to write off business expenses. These are expenses such as your rent or your mortgage interest, part of your utilities, any supplies that you've utilized to work from home, any computer expenses, a portion of your internet expenses and cell phone if that's required for you to do your job. Now, what has happened during the COVID pandemic is a number of businesses have initiated work from home for all of their employees, or most of, and this can be ongoing because we don't know what's going to happen with the pandemic. So if you are working from home, I do recommend that you keep all of your receipts. It's better to have too much and not be able to utilize something than to not have something and be scrounging around trying to figure out how you're going to get backup for it in case of an audit. You do still have to have backup for those expenses. However, there is no requirement now based on CRA's determination to have a contract change saying that you have to work from home because of the COVID pandemic. They have not yet changed regulations about the form T2200, so you do have to be in communication with your employer to ensure that they're willing to give you that form. Now, if you only work from home for a certain period of time, we would just ensure that the dates on the T2200 form from your employer are correct based on the time that you were working from home. You then can utilize any expenses, costs, and home office expenses for that period of time. So again, always make sure that you talk to your professional, have a discussion about this because you want to be able to utilize those costs. You're not using your employer's office, their supplies, their costs, their computer, their telephone. You're incurring those costs on your own, and those should make the income that you're earning that portion on non-taxable. So if you've earned a significant amount of money from home, we would utilize those costs to offset that income to make your tax bill lower. Make sure you keep those costs and make sure that you talk to a professional. Again, I'm Crystal Lucier. I hope you're all well. I'm with Preferred Tax Solutions, and this, TV7.ca.
I want money.
Well, this past weekend, RCMP responded to several theft from motor vehicles calls in the Erin Ridge and Deer Ridge subdivisions. Now, if you've ever had your vehicle broken into, obviously you know that this can be very frustrating. The RCMP are reminding you to practice the hashtag 9 p.m. routine. Now, as TV7.ca brought you early in the year, the hashtag 9 p.m. routine is a simple program designed to create a daily habit of locking up. You are asked to confirm every night at 9 p.m. that your valuables have been removed from your vehicles and that they are locked and, if possible, secured in your garage. The hashtag 9 p.m. routine also includes confirming your garage and house doors are locked and that your exterior lights are left on. Removing the opportunity for the crime to happen is obviously the easiest way to prevent it. Inspector Pam Robinson is quoted as saying, "Everyone has a role to play in keeping our communities safe." Now, if you've witnessed any suspicious activities at night, you're being asked to contact the RCMP at 780-458-7700. And that's it for this week. Parents, hang in there as you struggle with the idea and decision to keep your kids in school or at home, which is what I'm going through. Now, if you have any community events or news you'd like to share with our viewers, please do send us an email at news@tv7.ca. And from all of us at tv7.ca, I'm Paul Hukulak. Please, as always, stay safe, be kind, and have an amazing week.